everyone. Welcome to the Deep Podcast. I am so glad you came to check out my new podcast. The Deep Podcast is in collaboration with Own Your Future today, so that's really exciting. I am your host. Ooh, got to introduce myself. I am your host Mutsa, also the founder of Own Your Future today. And when I was trying to prepare for this first episode, I was really just trying to think, well, what could I possibly talk about in my first episode? And I decided to go with just really introducing myself and introducing Own Your Future Today organization. So I'll first start why it's called Own Your Future Today. Initially, I actually wanted to call it just simply Own Your Future. But the website, the web being the web, it wasn't an option for me. So I decided to go with Own Your Future Today because those were the available options that they had. And I thought, well, it kind of does the same thing because I do believe you should own your future, not just today, but you should own it every day. So I felt like nonetheless it was a good title. And just to tell you how Own Your Future came about, it's actually been an idea that I've had for roughly 5 years. I know 5 years is a long time. And so initially, when I thought about it, it wasn't called On Your Future. It was just an idea that I had that I knew that I wanted to create something that empowered people. So initially, it was okay, I want to create something that empowers women. And then the following year, I changed my mind. I was like, no, but I want it to be inclusive. I mean, why just women? I mean, men should also be involved if they want to. Like, they should also have that option. And when I started doing my masters, um, part of the work that we had to do was create an organization. And I thought, wow, this is the perfect opportunity just to create a good, solid plan for my program. And it also gave me an opportunity to think real hard and deep about what I wanted it to be and really refine the idea. And so that's what I did. And I came up with something that's a little bit different from now because I think the following year, after I did, by the way, I passed my thesis project. I decided that I wanted to use my own personal experience to help people. And so, what Own Your Future is all about, I'm now getting to explain for real, is an organization that really just helps young people in their journey of discovering what they want to do. Um, I'm someone who has struggled with unemployment and finding a job, and I know what that feels like. And I want to just use that experience and how to help young people or just people, even if you're older, you're above 27 or 25, in your journey in discovering what you want to do. I remember back then, um, research wasn't something as big as it is now. And looking back, I wish if I had known about so many opportunities that I know now, I might have taken a different route. I'm out of like love to have tried a couple of things out, if I knew there were options. And that's what I want for people, I want them to know about the opportunities that are out there. Sometimes we don't do things not because we don't want to, but it's because we don't know it's an option that exists for us. And that's what I want to help. I want to help people in their journey of finding jobs and discovering what they want to do in their lives. I know people don't prepare you about the stress that comes with looking for a job. It's stressful and it can cause real mental issues, especially if you've been struggling for a long time like I did. So I definitely know the struggle of that. And so yeah, that is the main reason why Own Your Future Today started. I mean, just to also give you a little bit background about myself and my struggle, I studied economics at the University of Pretoria. And funny thing is, till today, I don't have a real reason why I chose economics. I think maybe it's because it felt like the best thing at the time. I didn't know what I wanted to do, honestly. And so I just chose something that felt like it could be something that I could get into. And so, yeah, I studied economics and I finished in 2013. I graduated in 2014. And that's when things got real for me. That's when things got really, really real for me. And wow, it's been a journey since. I remember that's when I started looking for a job, and it was hard. I mean, I was going on 6 months and nothing. And I was like, okay, but other people are getting jobs. I mean, what's going on? And you start getting impatient, and you try things here and there. Like I had part-time jobs. Like it was never nothing concrete, solid. It was nothing full term. It was just part-time jobs that I would do. And that's something that I did for roughly 3 years, actually 4 years. I never had a full-time job. And it got to a point where I became depressed and withdrawn. You know, not only because your friends have jobs like full-time jobs and like real jobs. Well, what I consider what we considered real jobs back then. And it was so depressing because we'd go out and we meet new people, and now everybody's like, oh, what do you do? And, so I'm like, I'm in investment, I'm doing accounting and all these things, and now it's my turn, and well, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm just like, well, I'm in between jobs. I'm doing something part time, or maybe at the time I'm doing absolutely nothing. And it got to a point where that really depressed me. Like I hated that feeling that I got every time I just had to explain my situation. I mean, yes, people did understand, but I wasn't happy with it. It just made me feel small, and I became withdrawn. I hardly used to go out, also because I really had the money to go out. So that was another reason why I didn't go out. But it was mainly because I just hated being that only person amongst my friends who just wasn't working. And that really bothered me. And I became depressed for a very, very long time. And fast forward to 2021, I got an opportunity to work for an NGO called Dive In Network. And basically, it wasn't really a big opportunity, but I felt like it was a stepping stone in the right direction for me. I mean, it wasn't like my dream job, but I felt like it had the potential to lead somewhere for me. And so it's basically an organization that helps advocate for diversity and inclusion in the workplace. And I thought, wow, this is very interesting. So I start, and I'm like, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna give it my all, come up with good ideas and all those things. But like typically, like in any job, you also just kind of lose your interest. And that was me. And simply because I just wasn't fulfilled with it. But at the back of my mind, there's this thing that's telling me you need to start something of your own. And so I'm like, but I keep coming up with many excuses. I mean, the first one was, well, I can't possibly start something like this by myself. Like, I need to find a partner. And other excuses were, I need money for this. Like, how am I going to start a project like this with no money? And before it was like, well, I'm studying and I don't have time to commit to creating content and just trying to engage in all the things that come with running a platform. And so I created so many excuses myself until I realized, you know what, there are people out there who have created things and platforms and created their own organizations, and they're still working. They're working or they're still in school. So, what excuse do I have not to start something? Why can't I start something? I mean, just because I'm by myself, yes, it's going to be hard, but doesn't mean it's going to be impossible. And so I decided to run with it, you know. Um, One day I woke up like I'm going to create a website. I created with the little money that I had, and I've been running with it since then. It's been 2 months, and I decided to create a podcast just to go deeper into the blog posts that I've been posting lately. I thought it'd be an opportunity to engage and go deep into conversation about the things that I will be talking about. And so that is what the Deep podcast is all about. This is going to be a very short one because it's basically just an intro. We do have more exciting topics coming up. I'm hoping in 3 months, 2 months, that we will start having guests and the conversations will be a bit more interesting. But for now, you are with me, just me, your host, Mutsa, and I hope that we will enjoy each other's company. Just to get started, we are on all social media platforms, so please do follow us. We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe, follow. I'll provide all the details they are below. So please do follow us and do check out our website, which is ownyourfuturetoday.org. If you want to register with us so that we can start creating events for you people and just to engage more with you people, with you guys, that would be awesome. Would love to hear from you. And if there are topics that you want me to discuss and get more into detail with, please do let me know. Um, I would love to hear from you guys. And that is me. So you'll be hearing more from me every week. I will be releasing an episode every Wednesday, so please stay tuned. If you have listened until the end, thank you so much. If you got here by mistake, nonetheless, thank you. We hope that you come back by mistake again next week. So, yeah, I'm very much excited to do this. This is my first time. I am learning as I'm going along the way. So, please do bear with me. And yeah, that's it. I will see you next week with a new topic. And yeah, can't wait to hear from you guys. Bye.